All right, back on Sportsbook Betting Insight today. Time for the deep dive. Quickly, before we get to your questions, divisional round. Now, Teddy, this used to be money where you would just blindly bet the home team off the bye. They used to cash all the time. You remember they went to this current format in 1990. Teams off the bye were terrific there for a long stretch.
Oh, yeah. When I first moved to Las Vegas in 1998, that was the playoff trend to pay attention to, was you bet on the home favorites coming off the bye week, take advantage of the public being in love with the teams that they saw the previous week that looked good, and that was a moneymaker throughout the 90s and into the 21st century. But like all trends, Pauly, it lasted for a while, and now the pendulum has swung back the other way.
Well, yeah, not only that. I mean, Teddy, we had that run where teams were losing. Forget about covering the point spread. They couldn't win most of these games, and we're talking a lot of double-digit favorites. Last year, all four home teams won. That snapped a streak of 10 straight years where a team had lost off the bye. Teddy, we were talking about 15-1, 14-2, 13-3, and a lot of double-digit favorites that lost at home off the bye.
Sure, and you look at the numbers this year, and only one of the four games is priced in non-competitive fashion. I wouldn't be shocked at all to see one of the home teams, or more than one, lose this coming weekend. And the trend last year that was snapped of all four home teams winning in the divisional round, that's the exception. That's not the rule. The rule of late has been somebody pulls off an upset.
Yep, someone's going down. And a lot of those too. Peyton Manning, whether it was the Colts or the Broncos. I think Manning had 9 one-and-dones, the all-time leader in playoff history. Some tweets, always at Pauly Howard, at Teddy_covers. We'll try to fit these in. You guys have done a great job so far since Teddy's ran on Friday. We love the participation and make you part of the show, and also the comments on YouTube. One viewer wants to know the books we like the best, and what do we recommend to use?
Oh, that's an easy question. Okay, SBR. SBR is a sponsor for the show. They post the show every day. We are partners with them, and we're partners with them because they're good. All right. They've got really good ratings on Sportsbooks. I encourage you. It's called sportsbookreview.com for a reason. For the offshores, no issues whatsoever. SBR, you can follow their rating system. I haven't seen any flaws in that. In Las Vegas, I mean, the books that cater to wise guys, Canner, CG, the Westgate Superbook, and the South Point. If you're looking to bet dogs and you want the books that cater to the public bettors, you better bet the Golden Nugget downtown, any of the William Hill properties, the Coasts, or the Stations. Those are books I have no hesitation recommending right here in Las Vegas for offshore. Sportsbookreview.com. Excellent ratings.
Yes, John Lowe wants to know, how do you deal with inflated lines, and how do you know if it's a bad line or inflated?
Thanks for the question, John. We appreciate it. And thanks for being a part of the show, really. We've seen definitely a spike and an uptick in comments and tweets and that sort of thing. And hopefully, by answering your questions on air, we can continue this process. We'll do it a couple times a week if we have enough questions to do. How do you deal with inflated lines? How do you know? The way you deal with inflated lines is either you take the dog, you take the team with the extra value, or you don't play the game. How do you know? Well, we make power ratings. It's a process, but that's the only way I can be confident in my numbers. That being said, I do this full time. For someone that's trying to sports bet as a hobby, is not doing it full time, you're probably going to have to use somebody else's power ratings, or preferably a couple of people's power ratings. You can compare them. You can find all kinds of free power ratings online if you choose to do it that way. But by understanding what the power rating numbers are, factoring in the home field edges, you can get a pretty clear idea of what teams are being inflated when it comes to a point spread.
Yeah, I think this is the same guy, John, but how far off does a line have to be to make a wager?
How far? That's a strict power rating question. There are groups out there, a lot, syndicates. There are individual bettors out there that they make strict numbers, and when it's off by 2.5 points or 3 points or more, that's when they get to the betting window, and that's it. I'm not that guy. I will make wagers on games where my powering number doesn't show it. And I will not make wagers on games where my powering number sometimes shows that I'm 3, 4, 5 points off from the market. Because my whole goal is, where are the stats lying? That's what I'm trying to figure out on a day in, day out basis. What are the stats lying? What are the weaknesses in the power rating numbers that I'm looking for? But that's my methodology. Everyone's got their own methodology. So when you say how far off does a line have to be to make a wager, sometimes as little as a half point. Other times, a line can be 3-4 points off, and it's that far off from the numbers for a legitimate reason. Not a game I would tend to get involved with.
Two more. This question was, Mark Lawrence is big on trends. How often do you rely on trends?
Rely. I love Mark Lawrence. As a person, I love Mark Lawrence. He's one of the nicest and best human beings I literally have ever met in my life. I don't look at his trends. I'm not making bets based on his trends. If I'm looking for trend stuff, I want angles that make sense. I want angles that go across teams. I don't want, the Pittsburgh Steelers are X, Y, and Z in this role. I want the league is X, Y, and Z in this situation. Those are the trends that tend to make sense. And I don't want trends with 62 parameters. Off a loss by 16 points or more in the point spread range of -3.5 to -7.5 on a Thursday. This team's 92-0. That's not what I'm looking for. I will often use angles to help build a case or to amplify a case that I've already made, but strictly relying on trends alone to make my wagers, almost never.
Yeah, Craig Kuchek had one of those questions in there, thanks to Craig. And this one...
Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, well, Anna Mark wants more picks.
Everybody wants more picks.
Yeah, sure.
It's not about more picks, it's about more winning picks.
Yeah.
And hopefully we've been able to do a good job delivering winners with our play of the day. To me, it's more important to give one good pick than 8 bad ones. And so far on the show, we've done a pretty good job of isolating our play of the day. We do offer opinions when we have them on the games we're breaking down, but when it comes to official play of the day, we're going to keep it at 1. This is not a pick show. It's a sports center for gamblers. It's an informational show. We like to have a pick because people want picks. I understand that, but it's not going to be straight picks ever.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts and shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.